Anbukani, can you tell us something? How did your family make their money, and how is your family making its money?
Yes. See, thank you for coming over here, Dimitri. It's my pleasure having you here. And I think last 2 days we have been having a good meetings. See, basically, I am from Madurai, and when I graduated, there was a strong desire for me to start something on my own. So I wanted to be an entrepreneur rather than working for somebody. But soon after I graduated, I was working in a company for 6 months. But we are a joint family, and my uncle, that's my father's brother, who was running a automobile business, he said, "You're not going to work for somebody. You come and join our family business." So I had to quit my job, and I have to come and join the family business because the culture those days was different. So whatever the leaders in the family say, probably we may have to agree on that. So I was forced to come back and join his business, even though it was not, the dream what I was having in my mind. But I wanted to get my basic learning about business and how to approach bankers, how to approach a customer, or how to approach people. I got all that training from him because I was with him for almost 3-4 years, running the automobile garage and running automobile tire dealerships. I used to go to the banks, and I used to go to the the tire manufacturers, and so we used to have a lot of interaction through him, and that gave me a lot of insight about the business. And 89, it was around 1989, yes. After I got married, I was in fact postponing my marriage, because I want my dream to be first fulfilled, then unless the marriage. But then that happened the other way. But soon after my marriage, I got a lot of opportunities, and then my father, he was from textile industry. He served almost 45-50 years in textile industry. So then that gave me an insight. So I should start something in textiles, and not competing something directly with him, but then because he was working for a textile mill here called Tyagarajar Mills, with whom he spent his complete career, 45-50 years. So then we wanted to do something different from the verticals of doing garmenting, which is different from their product lines. So that's how we started. But when we started, the first question was, should we do it in Madurai or should we do it in Bangalore or Chennai? Because those days, Chennai and Bangalore used to be the garment hubs, and getting the customer to Madurai was rather difficult those days, and it was very difficult because initially for 6 months, we couldn't get customers, and we couldn't, we set up the factory, we had world-class facility. We started with 40-50 machines and with 70-80 people. But then getting the order or getting the customer was really a tough job those time because the connectivity was poor. But then we decided, okay, somehow we have to manage, and we approached, finally we got to know about one French customer. He came here all the way from France, and then he gave the first order. So that started yes.
There's a couple of points I wanna shout out to our audience here. So number one thing I'm hearing is that the audience is gonna think, they're gonna say, oh well, of course you made it because you had family already in business and they gave you an opportunity to work in their company. But this is actually one of the topics we haven't explored too much before. One of the biggest complaints I see online, people say, well, of course Jeff Bezos' company made it. Amazon, his parents mortgaged their house to give him money to start his company. My parents didn't mortgage their house. But here's what's missing from that. In order for your uncle to hire you and put you in a position of some form of authority to make decisions and fail, you had already built a track record as a trustworthy person. Because if you had not, he would not have put you in that position.
You're right.